Hello comrades, Commissar Bro here today with the closed beta of Polaris Sector. This game was very kindly provided by Slitherine Group, and I gotta admit, it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk just a little bit about the game, kind of give you a basics of how it works, and give you guys, most of you guys, a first look at this game. So starting off a new game, you've got various different galaxies to choose from. You can adjust how many races are in it, how many stars, tunnels, density, so on and so forth. Right now there's only pretty much one victory setting, which is pretty much victory by domination. I would suggest playing on easy if this is your first time playing the game. From there, you've got the various races. As of right now, there's only 3 playable races. There are more in the game, but only 3 that are playable. The Sharatar, which are clearly giant cat people. They're pretty much super religious, and they have a lot in common with Wookiees, I would imagine. Just, you know, less hair, it seems like. Then you've got humans. Yeah, unpredictable negotiators. And then you've got the Vagalars, which are giant koalas. That's right, 6-foot tall koalas. Now, you can adjust your race further, and even if you just like to play as, say, the humans, you can pretty much adjust how many points they have in various things down here. Like if we want to make humanity an aquatic race, well, we can get rid of all of our espionage and bam, throw it right into a aquatic race. Or alternatively, you can give yourself more technologies early on, so that it doesn't take as long to actually research that kind of stuff. Personally, I'm more of kind of a research, production, food consumption, so on. I'm more interested in that kind of stuff than I am, you know, the aquatic and whatnot. I can research all that other stuff later, but having this type of stuff is much better early on, if you ask me. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to show you the game from the very, very beginning, because that is one thing that should be said about this game, is it's a little bit slower of a build-up. Now, depending on how you play and the more you learn about the game, you'll find very quickly that it's not really a hard game, but there is a lot of stuff that you have to do if you're going to be successful. For example, I suggest that you expand as quickly as possible. That's right. So, without further ado, this is my empire, all the light blue. As you can see, I have quite a few planets, and even then, if we take a look at some of the other factions and their sizes, see, the humans, we have 45 with a population of 2.1 million roughly. And then if we look at, say, the Sharatar, oh wow, only 8 colonized planets. Or the Aryans, 15, the Logans, 17, and the Urgans, 16. So we are the biggest race by far. Yeah, that's right, that's right. It's taken me a while to get to this point, mind you, but not too long, not too long. So, let's take a planet. It doesn't really matter which one. I think this one right here, yeah, this one's the one I started off with, Meseta 2. Now, Meseta 2, basically what you're going to do is you're going to want to build a ship. So, when you click on the planet, you go down here to ship, and as you can see, I have a bunch of choices to choose from as of now, but what you'll have is a colonizer. Build a colonizer first, like every time. Because if you have the colonizers, obviously you can colonize another planet. So we're going to go ahead and click Build One Colonizer. There we go. Now every planet also has like initiatives and stuff that you can do here. As you can see, extra bonus project, converts precious resources into production points, you know, stuff like that. Population control is currently inactive to keep my population from getting high unrest for being overpopulated, essentially. We're going to do that one. We're going to see how that turns out. Extra bonus progress. Now, one thing that should be said about Polaris Sector is it is all real time. So it's not it's not actually turn-based. So, for example, take a look. It is February 24, 25. So if we press play, boom, look at all those months passing by. That's right. Oh, and looks like system fleet construction completed in wherever that is. I don't even know. This empire's so big I can't keep up. But let's just focus on building our colonizer. Oh, looks like we generated we got thermonuclear reactors. Sweet. Anyway, move on, move on. Let's let some time pass. Alright, so our colonizer completed in Meseta. So what we'll do is we'll click on it, and right here you see board colonists. You throw them on the colonizer, and then you send them to the planet of your choice. It doesn't really look like there's a whole bunch of planets that are worth colonizing anywhere nearby. That's what it would seem. Well, we could drop someone here, but you get the idea. Basically, what we would do is we would take this ship, we would send it over. Oh, look, we can just colonize one of our planets right next door. Alright, so colonize, and we'll plop down on this contaminated planet because it has metals and it has fossil fuels. And when you first establish a planet, and you can adjust this policy later on, but you can kind of tell it what to focus on and let the AI kind of build stuff themselves. That's what I tend to do. They do it just fine, if you ask me. So we can focus on mineral, we can focus on industrialization, which focuses on production, or focus on food. You can do it yourself, or research, or basically just go for a balanced approach. Now, I think I'm going to just go for... let's just go for a balanced approach. Let's just let them do their thing there. They can handle it. I have faith in them. But you see over here, this is actually my resource production and consumption. These are the stockpiles here. And as consumption, basically it's all calculated automatically. So you'll see right here, if you're losing resources, it'll be negative. If you're gaining resources, it'll be positive. So as you can tell, I don't really have anything to worry about. So the next tab we'll take a look at real quick is research. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm just going to be moving right along without stopping too long on one thing. Anyway, so research. The way research works is you have various applied sciences that you're going to find as you continue on. And did I already research all that stuff? Yes, I did. So basically different fields that you can research in. Now, you can adjust your research search bar to put more towards fundamental sciences, or you can put it more towards the applied sciences. Now, you're probably like, what does that have to do with anything? Well, essentially the way science works in this game is you generate a set amount of points, right? And research and science. Now, everything needs a certain amount of points put into it. Now, it's applied automatically and over time. So those points can go into each one of these fields, or you can focus them. For example, I can decide that I don't want to research Plasma MERV 6. Instead, I want to focus on destroyers. It looks like it's going to be 44 years before we get destroyers, but I want to speed that up. So we're going to set it as the priority. It's going to cut down the fields that don't need to be done, and now we'll have destroyers in only a year and 4 months. So, click. Yeah, and we see how all our science is going straight into automation. Boom. Now we have a destroyer. Phenomenal. Once you finish it, thankfully it kind of goes back and does its thing like it was before. So if we close and continue, and boom, now we have Plasma MERV 6. I'm pretty advanced at this point in time, so I'm just researching stuff left and right. But when you first start out, I mean, it takes a long time to really get this stuff. I mean, like 300 years have passed in my game, just to give you a basic idea. The other main thing I want to hit on real quick before I end the video is actually the ship designer. In the ship designer, you'll research a bunch of, I'm sure most of you who have played a 4X space strategy game are familiar with the process like this. You pick a template, something to start off with. In this case, we're going to go with the destroyer. You click new prototype, you give it a name, boom, the Switzerland. Now you have various decks on the ship. This would be the top deck. There's deck 1. And here's deck 2. The purple indicates where engines should go. The yellow indicates where turrets can go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the blue is where everything else goes. So destroyer is going to have a bunch of yellow, as we can tell. Yeah, all over the place. 6 on the first deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the top deck, and 6 more on the bottom deck. And as you can see here, I have a whole bunch of things I've researched. That's right, these are just reactors. Here we can look at engines, we can look at various weapons. Basically the way weapons work is you need to plot down a turret. You pick the type of turret you want to use, so like an armed special purpose turret is the biggest one I have currently. And then you choose what type of weapon you're going to use. If it's going to be an energy, if it's going to be a beam, if it's going to be missiles or torpedoes. And there's quite a lot to choose from. Ooh, a thermonuclear missile. Nice. Real nice. Anyway, So you've got other stuff as well. Armor, that you actually choose what type of armor is on the ship, if it's just basic titanium or if you'd rather use enhanced radium. And then you've got shields, but I haven't researched those yet. I'm still working on that. And then you have a bunch of modules that have various different perks and, you know, ways they work. Again, anyone who's ever played a 4X space strategy game like Galciv or something like that, you're probably familiar with how this works. Now, there's a bunch of cool stuff in here, though, that I really like. And there's a lot of customization to the actual ship designers. And you can pretty much make a ship, a colonization module, like a colonization ship mixed with an invasion ship. So not only can you like invade, but then immediately after you wipe out the people on the planet, you can go in and colonize it or something like that. You know, it's really cool like that. So there's a lot going on with the ship designer. And again, I don't even have all the technologies. I only have 30% of the total 100% technologies that will, you know, that are available in the beta as of right now. This game's not finished. That's a big part too. This game's not even finished, so there's still more stuff to come. So, you know, I'm pretty impressed just alone with the ship designer. And this is actually one of my favorite ship designers I've ever been into. Normally, I don't like taking the time to design a ship. It's just, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. But with these ships, with this game, it's very simple. It's straight to the point. And there's a lot of customization with very few restrictions. And I very much like that. But anyway, this has been Commissar Bro, giving a very, very basic introduction to Polaris Sector, the closed beta. And, you know, I hope you guys are excited to check this game out as I've been playing it. Because, I mean, this game's a lot of fun. And I love 4X space strategy games. I'm a huge fan. So, like, this one fit right in with me. And I really like the fact that it's a real-time game as well. So, it's interesting to actually see all this time pass. And it's not like it's just 1 year. I mean, you know, like huge sections of time are passing here and you're really watching the growth of your empire. And like, look, this is a smaller map and I've only colonized this area. I've only discovered this much of the map. So, I mean, it's really, and this is after probably about 5 or 6 hours roughly of play. So I don't know, it's really cool. I love games like this, and this one I definitely, from what I played so far, I can't help but suggest it and get excited about it. But anyway, this has been Commissar Bro, and I'll see you all next time.